good, everybody? This is Mr. Buzz B.
And over here in LA, JC No Hundreds once again tuning in with you.
And this is episode 6 and 1 of the Illogical Sense podcast.
61, man.
61. We're doing 61 of these hoes, man.
Yay, yay.
Yay. And how was your weekend, as always?
It was cool. Made money, did homework, went on a date. First date, actually.
Oh, shit. I was seeing you talking about that shit. How'd that shit go?
Went pretty good. She's a nice lady. There'll definitely be a second date for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For me, I went to a quinceañera. My first quinceañera.
Mariachis. Yeah.
We didn't have all those, but it was a nice.
Oh, man.
It was like a family friend. You know, I haven't seen them in a minute, so you know, I went over there and caught up with them and all that. It was nice. It was nice and fun, you know. But yeah, man, my favorite white boy made a lot of noise this past week.
Yeah, that he did. You and this damn polish shit, man.
It didn't sound right. But yeah, this past week was the BT Hip Hop Awards, their second award show of the year, the second annual award show. And honestly, I don't know why they have it, since they have the BT Awards, and that's hip hop as it is. But
yeah,
you know, I guess the Hip Hop Awards kind of takes the spot of the Source Awards and shit. So whatever. And they tape it, and nothing really notably happened. Well, like, besides what M did, nothing really notably happens. Cardi B was the biggest winner of the night, and what's his name? And they did the Uncle Luke tribute, which was pretty nice. Yeah, and it was hosted by DJ Khaled.
Yeah, Rick Ross, Trick Daddy, and Trina. They all headlined the. That was a very, very well done tribute, man.
It really was.
Really
That's the only thing I give BT credit. They know how to do tributes, so like, I'll give them that.
If there was one way to give a tribute to Booty Bass, like that was it right there. Like that was a great tribute.
Yeah, they need to do a movie on Uncle Luke. I think aren't they doing a movie for it? Because this story this sounds amazing.
They were in talks for it, but then one of the members he passed away. I forgot who it was. Right after they announced it, so I think they were taking time to go back and go back to the drawing board before they officially announce it. But I would definitely love to see a 2 Live Crew biopic for sure.
Yeah, let BET do that because they know how to do shit too.
Yeah,
but you know the notable thing about the BET Hip Hop Awards are the ciphers, and a lot of the ciphers were just blah. One of the besides M, the best cipher of the night came from 6 Black. Actually, he had a really dope cipher because he's not just a singer; he is a rapper, and he fucking ripped that shit.
Oh, that was nice. You know who else had a dope one though was Kaz.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Kaz from Dreamville. Oh man, he had a very, very nice one.
Okay, I gotta rewatch that.
He I forgot the exact line. Basically, what he had said was, "I went from EBT to being dyslexic. Now I'm on BET."
Hey.
Yeah, like he came spitting. He held it down for Dreamville for sure.
Well, when we talk about ciphers, we might as well talk about the nitty gritty of it. But Marshall Mathers was a late announcement for the show, and he was announced.
Once that was announced, everybody was either tuned in or they were just waiting for it to pop up on social media. And when it popped up, all hell broke loose.
That's what she said. So at first, you see M in a hoodie. And there's no beat. He comes in all hoodie and he has his beard. He's really rocking that beard though.
Yeah,
he's really rocking it. I'm gonna see how this is look because I was looking at old M videos and he just looks like a little boy when he's clean shaven. Now he's like he looks like a man now.
Yeah, seriously.
But this verse, it was he had a message to say, and that was one message. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck him, flat out.
Yep.
Because at first you thought it was just gonna be a mention here or there. Because in all the ciphers, everyone mentioned Trump, but he just kept going, and then it got to the point where it's like, oh shit, he's really dissing this nigga.
Right.
Like he went in on him, and I was happy as fuck. And the best part of that whole cipher, the main notes people said about that cipher was when he told everyone to put their fist up for Colin.
Oh yeah,
and raise the fist because Donald's a bitch. Even though that line was pretty whack, but you know it's my boy. It's my boy. But the whole image of a white boy telling everyone to put their hands up on BET, of all places, is just crazy to me. And then not only that, this nigga goes and says, he takes it a step further. He goes and says, any of my fans that's on his side, I'm drawing the clearest line in the sand, and if you're with him, fuck you. He told his own white fan base, because he knows they're listening. He knows that those white fan bases are the ones that go like, "Oh, I don't listen to that rap, but I listen to that Eminem though." So he told those fan bases, if you sided with Trump, fuck you. I don't need you as a fan. And yeah,
that left a lot of folks pressed on Monday. Was it Wednesday morning?
Oh man, them white fans were angry.
They were pressed. And all I could do was laugh, just like, ha. I told you he belongs to us.
Eminem has always been for us, dog. Like, I don't know why everyone's so mad. But, I expected it from the white side. But the one I wasn't surprised. But black folks were really just, not all black folks, some black folks were really just kind of being little Debbie Downers about the whole shit.
Oh, yeah, going so far, bringing up foolish pride, saying this is who he really is. He don't care about us.
And then going in on Keith Olbermann saying that was the best political rap I ever heard. And, Black Twitter had to remind him about the whole comment and immortal techniques and all this other shit. And, again, everyone's saying that the freestyle was trash. And in my opinion, it's like, freestyle was all right. Like, if you read the lyrics, M was spitting.
The lyrics themselves were dope. It's just the flow and how he presented it. It wasn't anything to be, oh my God, this is the greatest piece of art ever. But it was what he was, just like you said, what he was saying. The message, exactly. Yeah. That's what we were paying attention to. That's all that needed to be paid attention to.
And now on top of that, the whole ass nigga didn't even respond to his ass.
Yeah.
That's what made it even funnier.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was waiting for Trump to respond. And I'm telling everybody, he didn't respond to when he didn't respond to LeBron James, he wasn't going to respond to someone like Eminem.
I'm going to tell you like this. Remember how in the past we would always talk about how Drake isn't stupid, he's very calculated?
Yeah.
All right. The whole ass motherfucker in office is Drake to the 100th power. He's calculated, okay? And that's not
giving him too much credit, bro.
No. He's calculated. I'm not saying that what he says is educated and he doesn't make stupid comments. He definitely does. But he puts himself in a position to do that, knowing he's putting himself in a position to do that. That's what I'm saying.
I get you. It's a dangerous nigga.
Exactly. So. It's very dangerous when you're dealing with somebody that says stupid shit and doesn't care about what they say, but they know that they have the platform to do it. That's a very dangerous person.
True that. I get you on that one, but I knew that. But when it comes to that one, back to what I was saying before about black folks trying to downplay the fucking shit, because I was just looking at this shit. Niggas were just I was seeing a whole bunch of think pieces saying like Eminem isn't your ally, or we shouldn't be blowing this up out of proportion. And even Vince Staples, he said the freestyle was trash. He didn't go after M's opinion. He went out to his. He just said it was just trash. And you know how he's trolling and shit,
right?
And YG was getting all mad like, oh, we didn't get credit for when I said fuck Donald Trump, and I was like, okay, bro, now it's just like y'all ignoring the message and be like, you want fucking clout and shit,
right?
Like rep, and I was like, okay, I know where this is going, because to me, like I've always stated before, Eminem is by far he is the most respected rapper within hip hop. Like his peers love him. I mean, in person, when you hear him always praise him, like from the Hoves to the Nas to the J. Coles to the Kendricks to the Drakes, Kanye, they all say he is one of the greatest of all time.
Definitely.
But hip hop fans, especially the ones on Twitter, they don't see it that way. They feel he's overrated. They feel he doesn't deserve he doesn't deserve that platform. He doesn't deserve that recognition because he doesn't speak for him. Because he's going like, oh yeah, the message was lost because M said it. Now y'all want to listen to it. And I'm just sitting back like, y'all do understand the magnitude of what this is. Like, if someone like Kendrick or Nas or Hove said something like fuck Donald Trump, did that freestyle that said fuck Donald Trump, then it's probably going to fall on deaf ears when it comes to the widestream media. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because the thing of it is that we expect them to
say that.
Exactly, because they've already had claims of that before. Excuse me. The thing of it is, though, is what it really boils down to is just motherfuckers are idiots. Like, these are the... I was going through Twitter and looking at the responses, and it's the same people who are saying, oh, it's overhyped. These were the same motherfuckers last week that were hyping up Lil Pump, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, dude, whatever. I don't care.
Now, we don't want to hear a 40-year-old man rapping about gibberish and shit, and then you go listen to Lil Pump's old stupid ass.
Right. Now, I did see some very articulated posts. So this is always the difference between Facebook and Twitter. Twitter, you just get, everybody just talking out their ass saying whatever. Facebook, it's a little bit more articulate.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying that they felt conflicted on one end because on one end it was like, cool, he gets it, he understands it, he's speaking on it. On the flip side, it's, well, how come he couldn't do this for the Grammys or something that was more widestream? And that's actually something that was actually a very good thought. And so I replied to it saying, it's actually a very good thought. The thing of it is two things that come to mind. One, it was, quote unquote, hip hop's favorite white boy, using BET, which is the focus of that ceremony was for hip hop, the culture he has found great, tremendous success in. He used that platform to spread that message. Number two,
he told everyone, go on.
Number two, do you think if he had waited for the Grammys or the Academy, the AMAs, they would have given him that 4 minutes to do what he did, knowing that they don't give a damn about hip hop on their shows? They just do it because it's the highest grossing genre of music right now.
People need to realize Eminem is for the culture. He was born in hip hop. He embodies the shit.
Exactly. It's not an act. He's not here to make money off of us. He went through some shit, and he, like you put it, he grew up in hip hop. He's a student of this genre. Like, he knows. It's not just, he didn't just come like, okay, one day I'm gonna be a rapper. Like, he knows who the hell laid the foundation for him to have great success. And
yes.
I think people keep forgetting that. They just, really, it's very sad because for somebody that highly praises him, they do the exact same thing that we complain about, which is they just look at the skin color.
It's pretty much what it comes down to at the end of the day. It comes down to his skin.
And the thing of it is them bringing up, you've seen it too, they kept bringing up foolish pride. This is who he really is. And it's like, you know what? Okay, we can't defend that.
And he can't defend it.
And
That's why he apologized for it.
We rectified that, though. And you also got to be careful about who is delivering the information. The only reason why we know about that taking place was because Benzino wasn't getting the hype that he clearly didn't deserve, everything that he thought he should get. So when Eminem was whooping his ass on the mic, that was his last-ditch effort because he wanted to expose who he really was and preserve our culture. But when shit didn't go that way, then his next few songs went back to, strip song type music where he's demeaning the women of our culture. So, again, on one end, you can't defend it and you shouldn't defend it. And he has not tried to defend it. This is 2003. He
listen to Yellow Brick Road. Listen to Yellow Brick Road, the last verse. He talks about it to the bone, and he apologizes at the very end. I even tried to put this chick onto it, and she's like, "Oh, don't be sending me his discography." I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to educate you. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you the truth."
So we're not going to defend that, but on the flip side, we're also not going to act as if we don't really know why that record actually came to public ears. It's the same exact thing when our brothers and sisters are getting beaten and shot down by the police, but then they want to throw in the criminal records behind it. Like, we know why you're throwing that in, to paint the police that are abusing their power and paint them as these, victims of circumstance. We know why you're throwing that in. Don't try to play us. This was the exact same situation. That's all it was.
Pretty much, man. And it was just annoying just seeing them think pieces. And at the end of the day, like you said, it's almost like jealousy. It's like they want their favorite artists to do this shit. Because I know if it was Jay-Z and Kendrick, the culture would have embraced them. Black folks would have embraced it. But since it was Eminem, they just got annoyed by it.
Right.
And plus, his verse wasn't that. If his verse was decent, I mean, like I said, for me, because they were all trying to deconstruct the freestyle and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, M wrote that for a reason. I'm just glad it wasn't that rapid fire, zippity ribbity rap run on sentence shit. He actually slowed it down,
right?
And he wanted you to listen to what he was saying. So,
exactly.
And plus, his album's coming out like next month, so it's a good promo.
No, most definitely. That was another point I brought up too. Is it's promotion for the album, but it's not a promotion. If he really wanted to promote the album, he would have been talking about the album.
He would have dropped a single.
Right, but this was a way to acknowledge, yes, my album's coming out, but before it comes out, let me explain how I feel, and let's get everything out in the open, and then let's move forward.
Yeah, and hey, you never know. He could have like a whole fucking White America Part 2 on that shit, talking about ass nigga.
Definitely.
Because I'm telling you, and this really shouldn't come as a surprise to some people. If you're an M fan and you've been kind of paying attention to how he's been on tour and shit like that, and like overseas, he's been screaming "fuck Donald Trump." Like he is really just irritated about everything that's been going on right now. So shit, you never know.
And then that's the thing too, is all these fans were like, "Oh, he should really care about the people who have supported him from day one." I'm like, do you really think that this man gives a fuck about what you think? His whole career has been him being on tour, giving the entire crowd the middle finger.
Yeah,
like that's his whole career.
And he's the highest selling rapper of this last decade. So do you think he's gonna lose anything by losing fans?
Exactly.
He's already set. He doesn't even have to drop an album, but he just wants to because he loves this shit. So
perfectly said.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm an M fan, man. What can I say? That's my favorite white boy. But like I said, it should not be surprised he's saying fuck Donald Trump. He's been saying this overseas for like the longest time. He's probably been listening to Pimp a Butterfly on repeat. That's why he grew that damn beard out.
couldn't grow the afro, so he grew the beard out.
Can you imagine a big ass blonde ass afro?
Damn.
Damn. Eminem showing up with a big ass blonde out, wearing African medallions and shit.
Right.
Screaming Black Power. Well, he did that before. He got his ass whooped. Probably would have happened again.
Yeah.
But that's shady. Shady scream fuck Donald Trump, and you should respect that white boy as always.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But if we could just move along. Let's go to Harvey Weinstein.
This motherfucker.
Oh my God. We didn't talk about it last week, but oh my God. If you've been living under a rock, Harvey Weinstein, one of the co-founders of the Weinstein Company that pretty much distributes a lot of your favorite movies that came out in the past like decades and shit. He's pretty much caught up in a nice little scandal right now in Hollywood.
Yep.
Where pretty much a whole bunch of women within the industry have came out and pretty much said that he's just a sexual predator.
Right.
Like a whole, and not just women. Like I'm talking about actresses.
Right.
Like well-known actresses, all the way from Nicole Kidman to who else was in it? Nicole Kidman. I had the names in my fucking head, and they just disappeared.
Wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow one?
Gwyneth Paltrow, yep.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow, fucking Angelina Jolie, they all, and Courtney Cox, they all just pretty much said straight up, like Courtney Love, they all pretty much said straight up that he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. Not just an asshole, but he's just a sexual predator, and if you don't have sex with him, he'll just he'll tell his friends to fucking blackball you. He will try to blackball you out the industry because he's that powerful.
Right.
And pretty much the New York Post released a story pretty much documenting when they talk to certain people within the industry about what he does. He's a fucking creep, man. A straight up creep.
That's Hollywood for you, unfortunately, man. Like that's the
I know.
Unfortunate, gritty truth about Hollywood. That's what you're gonna get. But shouldn't be that way, but
yeah. But the crazy thing about all of this is that pretty much damn near the entire industry is coming out of the closet per se and releasing their skeletons. Pretty much saying, like Terry Crews, for example. This is when it got really spooky.
Yeah.
Terry Crews came out and he went on a whole little Twitter rant saying he got post-traumatic stress reading all these stories. So he pretty much said straight up he was at a Hollywood party with his wife. And this dude, and pretty much this top Hollywood executive came up to him and grabbed his dick.
Yeah.
And he was
right
like,
there.
the fuck? Just right there, just grabbed his dick. And he was like, it happened twice. And he was like, what the fuck? He just couldn't believe he did that shit. And he wanted to whoop his ass, but he couldn't because he needed to work. He needs money because he knows if he would have whooped his ass in that freaking party, it would have been all over TMZ. It would have been all over the news. He would have been classified as, you know, an angry black man.
Yeah, it would have. Even if he would have explained this man sexually assaulted me, it would have came down to, oh, but you got to know how to act. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we play by a different set of rules when you have a darker skin tone.
But yeah, but it wasn't just him. It was that nigga Dawson came out from Dawson's Creek.
Yep.
He came out and talked about it, said that he got cornered in the hallway when he was a youngin' by these Hollywood executives. And then it goes all the way up into the fucking music industry too. I remember when L.A. Reid left Epic, all those accusations came out, and Joe Budden went on Everyday Struggle and said, "Yo, this is known back to Def Jam. Everybody knew this shit."
Right. And
it comes down to like everybody knows what's going on in Hollywood, but they're too scared to say anything because they don't want to fuck their money up. Mm-hmm. So that's
because it's not just about fucking the money up. This has been a well-known, I don't even want to call it a practice, but it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a well-known practice that goes back well into the damn 30s and the 40s.
Yeah,
and this isn't something that's just brand new. This is the quote-unquote, you know, the ugly side of the industry, but it's the quote-unquote normal.
Yeah, that's why J. Cole called that song on Born Sinner Land of the Snakes.
Right.
He wasn't lying about that shit, man.
Yeah, it's Hollywood's not all glitz and glamour as people want to try to romanticize it.
A lot of shit that goes on. There's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes, man. And you wonder why Dave Chappelle, Mariah Carey, and all these other actresses go crazy and shit.
Right. But here's my take on the situation from a different angle. Because obviously with a situation like this, the feminism groups, they come out. And rightfully so. You know, we don't condone misconduct or violent acts or wrongful behavior towards women or towards men, and for, you know, just in general. We don't condone that. You should know how to act when you're around somebody of the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. I will say this on the flip side, though. The feminist groups, they really do pick and choose what they want to attach themselves to. And it always seems to only be when white supremacy works against them. Because when it comes down to black and brown women who are, you know, calling for injustices, you can't find these damn feminist groups nowhere.
Nowhere.
And let me remind everybody, these are the same feminist groups who, when, you know, the Donald Trump soundbite of grab him by the pussy came out, that now they wanted to be the ones that, you know, led the march and were shouting, you know, I am woman, have my rights. But these are the same groups where a good portion of the women voted for this man.
White women.
Exactly.
But yeah. So
when they voted for him, they didn't give a damn about themselves or anybody or any other women who, you know, whose rights were being violated. They made conscious decisions in that realm. And one thing I found very interesting, I can't find the tweet, and I forgot who it was. Somebody was talking about this topic, and she basically said, well, let's just substitute the word woman for the N-word and let's see how it sounds. And when she said that, black and brown women, like, they lost their shit, rightfully so, and they went and attacked her. They were like, you know what? We are black and we are women, so we deal with this shit twofold, and what you're saying is fucking retarded. Please delete this.
And did she delete it?
No, she went and tried to defend herself like the usual. And it wasn't going good for that. I'll probably find the information out and we'll add that in later. Because I was busy and I wasn't paying attention to it, but it just caught me off guard. And I mean, it's so unfortunate because, again, this is a cause where women definitely need to be united on this.
Oh yeah, like all of them, even Rose McClellan.
That's who it was. Thank you. It was Rose. Rose did this.
Yeah, and they got her fucking account suspended and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, Twitter, like some of the feminist women on Twitter had a Twitter boycott where they didn't tweet like for 24 hours to see if they could make a difference.
Yes, and that's when our black and brown sisters came out and were like, where the hell was this at when we needed you for our support?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No one could ever be happy. Everyone got to argue with each other, but just the main focus is what this nigga Harvey Weinstein did. Because now it's just like everyone's coming out the woodwork, and right now he's like they blackballed him out the ass.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm just thinking to myself when I see all these like actresses come out talking about it, I'm like, nigga, who did you piss off? Like, what top Illuminati secret society nigga did you piss off for them just to push that button?
Oh, he pissed somebody off. Somebody with a whole lot of power.
You feel more power over him, like, nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Basically.
They release audio tapes and shit like that. Like, I was like, what? This happened in 2005 and y'all was sitting on this? Yep. Y'all knew about this?
All in the videos.
But
see, that's the problem that right then in itself. 2005, it's 12 years later. Y'all really sat on this?
Not just since 2005. I mean, in the early 90s and shit,
well, yeah,
bro.
I'm saying, but we're talking about email, the
emails,
right?
All types of shit.
With the advancement of technology, I should say, because you're definitely right. This has been going on for more than a decade. But with the advancement of technology, and they're starting to release emails that have come out. You guys have been sitting on this for 12 years. Like
I said, someone pushed that button, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like 12 years of slave, 12 years of silent motherfucker. Like that's how y'all playing it out.
No, they just made an example. I think the industry low-key just made an example out of Weinstein. You piss me off, like you betray us, we will get rid of you just like that. Your skeletons will come out the closet. Like karma's a motherfucker, man. I believe in the universe. The universe only works one way. What you put out, you get back.
Most definitely.
So that's what happened to him, and they say he on suicide watch now because even his own brothers kicked him out of his own company.
Yeah.
So that's that. So shout out to all the women coming out and like not being scared no more. That's a brave thing to do.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So we stay in the entertainment industry. Some movies came out this week that were kind of entertaining for my black ass. So I saw that movie Happy Death Day.
What was that about?
Pretty much it's just think Scream meets Groundhog Day. What happens is that it's this girl's birthday. It's a little white girl's birthday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And she gets killed by this dude, by somebody in a mask.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's not. No, it's somebody in a mask. Somebody in a mask. And every time
I didn't know. Okay.
Anyway, but it's in the trailer, dog. And every time she dies, she comes back to where her night began on her one night stand. And it just happens over and over again until she figures out who her killer is. It was a fun movie.
A fun movie.
Yes, it's fun. It's like one of those you don't really have to dissect anything. It's just fun.
It's fun watching her die over and over and over again.
No, but it's entertaining the way they do it and stuff like that. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So she dies, and she has to keep dying after the one night stand until she finds her killer. It was a fun movie.
The way you say it that way, but it was entertaining. How about that? It was really entertaining, and it was.
What a way to come off of the last topic. Yeah, so shout out to all the women standing up for themselves. And then here, is another woman who she keeps getting killed until she finds out her killer. It's a really fun movie.
It's not like she's getting raped and shit, man. But anyway, like I was saying, to me, it was entertaining. It was an entertaining movie. People should go see it. And I also saw that movie, The Foreigner.
I heard good things about that, yep.
Yeah, man. Jackie Chan, 55 years old, man, and he's still doing... 63. He's 63 years old, and he's still in good shape. He's still doing them little karate chop shit. He still got it.
Yep.
And Chris Brosnan's in it, too. He look old as fuck. But, hey, man, that was a good movie. I wouldn't say it was a good movie. It was decent. It was a really decent movie.
Gotcha.
And it showed that Jackie Chan still got it.
Gotcha.
And also, I was watching some Netflix shit because they added some new shit to Netflix. And they added the Chris Brown movie, the Chris Brown documentary. Yeah, Chris Brown. And y'all know, if y'all listen to this podcast, you know how I feel about that whole ass nigga. Mm-hmm. But I just had to watch it because I was just curious. I was just really just curious about the movie. I was just curious about the documentary and how they're going to spin it and shit. So, the first half of it, he seemed really genuine.
Definitely.
Because they were talking to Usher, they were talking to Mary J. Blige, DJ Khaled, his mom, and all his managers and shit. He seemed genuine at that point.
Definitely, because it invoked. It wasn't just everything that was bad. It was everything good that led up to that. So of course it was going to come off genuine because you could sprinkle everything in, and the light at the time portrayed on him was still he was
a good boy.
He was the chosen one that was going to take R&B to the next era.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way to say it. And then he goes. I remember I talked about it. I think a few months back when the movie was coming out, like that clip came out. But he goes into detail about what happened that night with him and Rihanna.
Right.
And this is his side of what happened, not the police report. This is his side on what happened. And he was silent for a minute because he knew no matter what he said, no one was going to believe him.
Right.
So I don't want to spoil it. So I kind of want you all to watch his side. But from his viewpoint, well, what are you about to say?
Oh, I think you're gonna say it. From his viewpoint, it sounds like a very believable story.
Yeah, it's a very believable story about what happened. And it's just like, damn. And then you can literally pinpoint when everything just started like going downhill for him.
Right.
You know, you literally can pinpoint it. And like he was just, and then people were just calling him a bad boy. And he was like, this is not who I am. This is not who I am. And then it just got to the point where he's seeing all that shit on social media. He's hearing shit on TV. So you know what? Fuck it. I am who I am. I am a bad boy.
Yeah.
You know? Like fucking from Nightmare Before Christmas. I am the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, pretty much. It was basically the LeBron James approach when he went to Miami. It was, I'm not this, but if this is who you want me to be, fuck it. That's what I'm going to give you.
And then his music switched up and, you know, and then that's when it was genuine. And then I can pinpoint exactly when he started, you know, leaving out little details. So when he starts talking about when he went to rehab and when he went to jail and shit, then that's when he started leaving out shit. Because I'm just going to, this kind of, I guess you could say it's a spoiler. He doesn't talk about when him and Rihanna got back together.
Which was very... big missing part of that story because it involves so many people. Like if everybody remembers, Diddy lent it was the penthouse.
Yes.
And he let them stay there for 2 weeks to, you know, hash out everything. And at the time, Diddy was catching a lot of hell for that. If everybody remembers, because women especially were, you know, how the hell are you going to put them together in this situation after what he just did to her? You're right. That was something that, as I was watching it, I was like, wow, that...
Oh, so you actually watched it?
Yeah, after you recommended it the other day, I was like, you know what, let me take some time and watch this. And yeah.
And I was right about what I told you.
Right, because I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, they really glossed over it. Like, that was actually a key factor in how they ended up splitting up for good.
Yeah. He didn't mention that. He didn't really go into detail about his relationship with Karrueche. Like, he kind of glossed on it. He kind of touched on it, but he didn't really go really full in depth with it.
Right.
So I was like, huh. And he didn't talk about his affiliation with the Bloods. I can kind of understand that part, but it's like that's a real main. That's a main topic about your image. And the switch up of his music, he didn't touch on that. And it was just like it was kind of, you could tell they kind of tried to screw the image of it. You know what I mean?
No, most definitely. And as I was watching, like as you said, when we get to the latter half of it, as I'm watching, I'm also watching it from a selfish standpoint in the sense of, damn, I wish I had the exact qualifications for PR. I was like, because I had the most obvious PR move, and really I understood where BET was coming from with the 2009 BET Awards and the Michael Jackson passing. And because it happened so quickly and the awards was that weekend, and they were just rushing, but everybody was anticipating, okay, well, that means you gotta have Chris Brown involved in this, because that is if he believes in God, then in Jesus, Michael Jackson is just right underneath that. Like, you have to have this guy on set.
Do his tribute,
And to me, they blew it. And I say it because on one hand, I understood where they were coming from. You can't put him on the show after what just happened. I got it. But for those who understand Michael and know about his involvement in regards to the whole industry, Michael was a peacemaker through a lot of beefs.
Yeah, he was. That's the game.
For those who don't know, he was attempting to get 50 in Game to sit down and squash that shit.
That's so random.
And
part of me kind of wants to believe that.
It's so random, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, let's think about how many people have claimed that he has impacted their careers. and how big of a fan he is of hip hop. Like it actually, it makes sense. And I bring that up because if it was me in charge of that, Chris Brown would have been the last one to come on stage, and he would have done Man in the Mirror. Because then it's a situation where you're so lost in that song, and it's one of those songs where you have to take a look at yourself and realize what you can do to better yourself and better the environment around you.
I get you.
And I feel like it was one of those songs where you put him in a situation where he's singing it. He's singing from a situation of, I know I screwed up, but he's also singing it from the situation of, the guy I looked up to is no longer here. So now you have all these emotions come forward with this performance.
It would have made sense. That did happen, but
right.
If y'all know the rumor about what happened, they said Jay-Z cockblocked that.
Right.
You know, everyone knows that.
Which, I mean, the performance in itself was great. I mean, you know, my uncles from New Edition, they did the damn thing. But I just feel in watching that, it was like, damn, that was a missed opportunity for a redemption.
And speaking of Michael, that was the one thing they kept bringing up throughout the whole fucking documentary. They kept comparing him to Michael. Michael Jackson's name was brought up so many times it got annoying to me. It's like they kept trying to compare him to him. It's like there's Michael Jackson, then there's Chris Brown, and I said no way in hell. Performance-wise, he's just imitating what he's doing. I don't care what anybody says. He had his chance and he fucked it up.
Well, performance-wise, who is above Chris Brown?
Beyonce. I just had to say that.
Let me rephrase that. From male R&B singer, pop singer qualifications, who goes above Chris Brown?
Oh, it's just Chris Brown when he actually gives a fuck.
Okay. Now, as I have stated before many times, and as I stated on this show several months ago, we all know Michael Jackson is in a different stratosphere. Mm-hmm. So we're not saying that Chris Brown is on the tails of Michael Jackson. But when people make comparisons, everybody's comparable. Nobody is immune from that. So the closest person to Michael Jackson is Chris Brown. Just like the closest person to Michael Jordan is Kobe Bryant. But with that being said, we know Kobe is not in the same stratosphere as MJ.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Because for as great as Kobe is, he's number 2. He's if anything, like Kobe, Chris Brown is probably the best student of Michael Jackson's, everything that Michael Jackson had represented up to the point of what occurred with him and Rihanna. Yeah,
he was. If that shit did not happen, then I could probably agree with the conversation. But I'm talking when I think of Michael, I'm thinking overall of how he is as a person, not just the music, but how he is as a person and what he's done and shit like that.
And I understand that, and that's where it completely dies down. That's where I agree with you. My take on it though is strictly performance wise.
Yeah. Performance wise,
when it comes to the performance and before his style of music changed, he was on that route. Now, again, he's no longer there, so you can only take that argument with a grain of salt. But
you were talking about the second half of the movie and shit.
Yeah, so when it comes to the second half, when they were bringing all of that up, it was, okay, now this is starting to really seem disingenuous because you're leaving out a good portion of what took place next.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great portion.
Like, they didn't even bring up when he threw the damn chair out the MTV window in the studio.
The Good Morning America studio?
Or the Good Morning America, thank you.
They did talk about that. They didn't
go into the extreme details that I was looking for.
Like, what do you mean extreme details?
In regards to how everything went into effect.
He talked about what happened. He went into great detail about what happened. I'm telling you, that was before the rehab shit. I'm telling you, he talked about it.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, he talked about it. He went in great detail about it. He said when he threw the chair, he's like, I didn't throw the chair. I punched the window. That's what I did. I was like, damn, nigga. Who made you angry? Well, I could even know why. But but there was that, and what else did you feel that they left out?
The music. The main thing with the music in that is, like you said, they only went skin deep in terms of, okay, I'm going to embrace the bad boy image. Mm-hmm. They didn't dive into and dissect how everything started taking place. And I think one thing that it was minor, but something that they didn't go into very much detail with, really this kind of all started with the skull tattoo on his hand when he went with the exclusive.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it came out, his publicists, they were all freaking out because they're like, what the hell are you doing? We can't market you as, this clean-cut kid because now you have a damn tattoo on your hand. And he was like, who gives a fuck? I'm Chris Brown. Like, I don't give a fuck about an image. So really, I would have liked them to dove into that. Because really, I feel like that was the introspect. And really, in many aspects, I actually agree with him. It's like, wait a minute, don't try to turn me into Chris Brown the image. Remember, I'm Chris Brown before Chris Brown the image gets perceived. So if you want to display, accurate information about me, don't make it all about this image. Explain who I am as a person. I definitely would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, they showed what they showed. You take it for what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're a Chris Brown fan, you really enjoy it. But if you want to hear the facts and you want him to be completely open, he'll give you half of that, and then he made Carucci out to be like a fucking villain.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I found out I got a kid. Okay, she broke up with me, and then that was it. That's how I knew, like, this nigga being extra petty with her.
Right.
He made her out to be like the villain when she was there for you since the beginning, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Pretty much.
You left out that part when you went to the on Christmas, you told Carucci, I'm gonna go to the store real quick, and you ended up sitting courtside with fucking Rihanna.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He left out shit.
Right.
But whatever. Yeah, like I said, I didn't expect to go this in depth with the shit. But yeah, if you're a Chris Brown fan, watch that shit on Netflix. It's on there. Borrow someone's Netflix shit. So when we go into fucking sports, LeVar Bowman's not a Niner no more.
Oh, I wonder where he possibly could have gone since they released. Well, let's backtrack. Everybody knew that. Yeah, we're going to backtrack a little bit. Everybody knew that when the Niners drafted Reuben Foster, that NaVorro Bowman's days with the team were going to be numbered because they're going in a different direction, and rightfully so. I mean, it's one of the aspects about the NFL I don't like. It's one of the most cutthroat industries I've been a part. I've actually seen firsthand. That's the one aspect I don't like about this. But it is what it is.
Business, baby.
It's business. He wasn't getting the playing time that he felt he deserved. So he went and talked to the front office, and they're basically like, okay, well, we'll either trade you or we're going to release you. We'll get that done as soon as possible for you. Apparently, they had a deal with the Saints ready to go, lined up for this past Friday or Saturday, but it fell through. They didn't get it done in time, and then so at that point, they were just like, all right, whatever, we're just going to release you. So they dropped him. And of course, with somebody of that talent, regardless of how, and I hate to call him this, but it's the term they use within the league. No matter how much of damaged goods he is because of the injuries, he still can play. So there wasn't a surprise that once he was released, from reports, his agent's phone was just nonstop. Like, his agent was just working the line
up. Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody in Oakland that roots for the Raiders, you know what I'm saying? We like, hey, baby, we got some middle linebacker issues ourselves. Why don't you just come on across the bridge? You ain't got to move. You ain't got to do nothing. Just come holler at us. And there were some other reports. I know I think he's from Pittsburgh, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
So if he is, then that makes sense. If he isn't, I know he's got a good amount of family out there. And then they were throwing out some obvious contenders. So it was a long shot. But reports came out yesterday that there was a strong mutual interest between Varro and the Raiders
now. Just say he's with the Raiders now.
And
he's with the Raiders, everybody.
This afternoon, Adam Schefter broke the news, along with Rappaport, that he signed a 1-year, $3 million deal. I'm so excited. NaVorro Bowman in the black and silver. It's awesome.
I'm so excited.
I'm sorry I had to do that to you. I had to give the dramatic feel because I'm so. Every time we, it's like when they stole me from the Niners fan base. Every time we could steal somebody else, I feel that much enlightened. Like, yes.
I got a question for you, though.
It wasn't just me.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Did you guys win on Sunday?
Nah, we didn't. We on a 4-game. We ain't won in a month. Ain't that a bitch?
We ain't won in 2 months. How about that?
Ain't y'all ain't won in like almost a calendar year?
0-6, my nigga.
Yeah, but y'all won 6 this year. Like, when was the last time y'all won last year?
Nigga. Yeah, Christmas. Christmas was the last time we won. Christmas, like the week of Christmas last year was the last time we won.
Yeah, that'll teach you to ask me if we won when you know we didn't.
No, because in the end we both took a fucking L. So it was a rhetorical question. But anyway, my Niners are the best garbage team in football. If that makes any fucking sense to y'all. We made NFL history. My 49ers made history. We are the first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight games by 3 or less points.
That's amazing.
So it's like we are good, but we are trash. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Does that make sense to you, JC?
Yeah, it definitely does make sense from the terms of Vegas.
Shut up!
So angry. Shit, man. No wonder Terry Crews held back. Damn. Can you imagine Busby being at a damn Hollywood party and they just bring up the thought of
I'll be blackballed.
Yeah,
I'll be blackballed.
We're not even talking about somebody bringing up trying to reach for Busby's package. We're just talking about somebody going up, "Hey Busby, I heard you're a 49er fan." Who the fuck told you that, motherfucker?
Be like in Kill Bill. My eyes just your face looks kind of like Jed York right now, hoe ass nigga.
Yeah. But no, it does make sense, and it doesn't make sense because everybody had put out that the Niners were gonna be a breeze. You know what I'm saying? Every time you look at the calendar, this finna be a breeze.
And then you got to fight for that breeze.
Yeah, but it makes sense from the standpoint of Vegas because Vegas is always trying to steal your money, and Vegas is always throwing out these wild ass spreads where the Niners are getting blown out by at least 13 points. And then when people bet on it and they out here losing by 3 or 2, Vegas is collecting your income like ha ha. You know, like you remember when Russell Westbrook did that interview and he gave that laugh that ha ha. That's exactly what Vegas is doing to your asses.
See, as a fan, it's frustrating because we know we're good. And then, but this is what I got to take out. Brian Hoyer is no longer our quarterback.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan just said, fuck it. And in the second half, he went out, he took him out, and we got CJ, how do you say his fucking name?
I don't even know his name.
CJ Beathard. That's his name. CJ Beathard. He was it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what draft pick he was.
It really don't matter because how popular he was on Sunday is how popular he's going to be until y'all guys win.
JC, do you have any idea how refreshing it was to see him throwing the ball? Like when they blitzed.
I saw some plays.
No. I'm going to explain it. When he blitzed and he actually stepped into the pocket or he just ran out the pocket, he didn't watch them niggas just come to him and he threw the ball and fucking Gasol. What's it not Gasol? How do you say his name? I keep forgetting his fucking name. Pierre Garçon. I'm about to call him Gasol, but Garçon? That motherfucker, Garçon. Whatever. That motherfucker catching the damn ball, catching the ball like an acrobatic.
Pierre Garçon, man. Pierre Garçon is a fucking fantasy nightmare for anybody who is going up against him. That's why I got his ass this year. Because regardless of how y'all record was going to be, I'm like, look, Pierre Garçon going to put up some numbers. He's been putting up numbers all season long. So when you actually put a quarterback in that, like you said, isn't just going to stand in the pocket and take a sack or throw it out of bounds that's going to try to make a play. You get plays where you get 2 different instances, 3 actually. You get 2 plays with Pierre where he just makes ridiculous catches, and one of them should have counted, but the referees were being assholes.
Yeah, that was some hoe ass shit. We were in field goal. We were in field goal range. All we needed was just a field goal.
Yeah, so you get a play like that, and then you get a play where he gets manhandled the previous play. Then he comes back and catches it and then bulldozes over a defensive back.
Yeah. It's a bad boy.
That's a bad boy. Y'all gotta cut the check.
We better cut the check for that nigga.
Yeah.
That dead ass.
That's a special talent right there.
But Beathard, back to my QB, that's my quarterback.
That's your quarterback.
That's my quarterback. Hoyer, I like that nigga.
Hoyer was Donald Trump to you? That's not my quarterback.
Speaking of that hoe ass nigga, listen to this shit. This article came out I guess, I don't know, I forgot when it came out. But apparently, when C.J. Beathard got drafted by the Niners, whole ass nigga in office said that we drafted the next Tom Brady. And apparently, just something came out, I guess a news story, I had to look it up, but he went to a Trump rally way before he, he was making all them racist shits, and, he was kind of cool. But now, ever since all the racist shit came out, he stayed very clear off that whole ass nigga.
Nope.
But at the same time, God has a sense of humor, so I'm going to be rooting for a fucking Trump supporter. Ain't that a bitch?
Well, there you go.
Well, we got the Cowboys next week, so...
Yeah, we'll see how that runs out.
I know how it's going to run out.
Yeah, so...
We're probably going to tie it.
Yeah.
We're probably going to tie it. Like 5-1. Are you fucking serious?
It's better than 0-6.
It's might as well be 0-6. Speaking of 6, it's been 6 years. Yeah, my Facebook reminded me of this because I posted it when I was so happy. It's been 6 years since we've been 5 when Harbaugh opened our fucking season with 5-1.
I remember those days when I used to wear red and gold.
You still should wear it, motherfucker.
Nah, I got rid of all that stuff.
Fucking bandwagoner ass, hoe ass motherfucker.
Bandwagoner. Shit. Bandwagoner. Nigga, I was an employee.
So they bought your soul, huh?
Hell yeah. Wasn't even that they bought my soul. Shit, they gave me 3 meals and a cot. I was sold after that. No, I remember those days. It was because that first year was so fucking funny to every Niners fan because we were all like, okay, we're 5-1, but nobody's talking about us. Like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And then when you start realizing that some of our final scores were like 14-9 and fucking 15-6 and shit like that.
We were winning by the skin of our teeth.
Right.
But those wins counted though.
Right.
So it was like,
and it wasn't until the game. It wasn't. Jeez, Louise. It wasn't until the game in Indy. When Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis, when they both went off, that all of a sudden now everybody's paying attention and made some noise all the way in the playoffs up until that fateful
Kyra fucking Williams.
Yeah, don't put it on him. It wasn't his fault, man. Ted Ginn was hurt. Let's not go
Williams. Anyway,
my colors may have changed, but I still got pain from that shit, man.
Imagine going to the Jay-Z Justin Timberlake concert or Candlestick, and I'm all happy, and then they start singing Empire State of Mind at Candlestick, and I just got flashbacks. But anyway, that's besides the point. So what the fuck happened with your Raiders, bro?
I don't know, man. We just not looking good. I mean, offense is, we got a new offensive coordinator who's our former quarterback coach. Things look good in the first 2 games. I really don't know what's taking place these last 4. It is what it is. We'll see if adding Varro into the mix on defense helps out. We'll see where it goes from there. I'm actually at a point, though, where I'm willing to finally admit it. I've kind of been faking the funk in some aspects when it came to this NFL year. Like, I really haven't been feeling this NFL season.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
obvious reasons,
right? And I know some of the listeners are gonna be like, "Oh, it's just because y'all 2-4." But even when it has nothing to do with the record. Even when people were still coming out talking about protest. I wasn't completely. For lack of better words, I wasn't gonna disdain that notion, in the sense of if you were gonna protest, I supported it. Which is kind of contradictory to, the situation at hand because, I still have friends that play. So on one end, it's like, well, why would you tell them to protest? You should tell them support. But on the other hand, it was like, no, I get it. And if at the time, I was up for positions that, dealt with the NFL. And so it's like, it's virtually going to be virtually impossible for me to not pay attention if I want to continue to work within the industry. But as time's gone on and this narrative has switched from what Cap was initially kneeling for to now all of a sudden they're disrespecting the flag when that has nothing to do with it and people completely buying in. And then you have that going on. And then really now that I'm not in the NFL anymore, I can actually see on a day-to-day basis just when players get hurt, it's no longer, oh man, that sucks. It's, you fucking bum, you fucked up my fantasy team. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Are you kidding me? This man's over here, 1 inch away from being paralyzed, and all you worry about is your fucking fantasy team?
Money, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that's just kind of turned me off from the season. And I think I finally just hit that point where I don't know. I'm not really interested.
Well, it's good Subway, because Kaepernick is getting interested. He's interested in fucking taking these niggas to court.
Yeah.
So I guess it was announced early Sunday morning that he's about to fire an injunction with the players union to go after the NFL and shit like that, and pretty much against the owners for being collusion to get him out, to keep him out the league.
Yeah, and we're gonna see how it goes, but he's going up against great odds because there's a few things that it doesn't look good from his standpoint. Number one, he went and got his own attorney instead of going through the NFLPA and using their attorney.
Why did he do that?
That's I hopefully won't want to find out by the end of the week. But that's going to hurt his situation because when you take that to the courts, they're going to ask you, did you go through the proper protocol? And if they find out he didn't go through the proper protocol, they're going to send him back to go talk to the NFLPA's attorneys anyways.
He's probably done all that. You never know.
So that's what I'm saying. I hope he's gone through that. But on the surface, he's not saying anything.
And that's the thing that's kind of getting frustrating now. He's keeping his mouth shut.
Right. And that's, again, I understand that you want to keep your thoughts to yourself, but some stuff, just let it be known.
I just don't know who's advising him. I don't know if his lawyers or is his PR people or his agents.
Right.
Like, why are you still silent when you see how far this is?
The attorney that he has is the same attorney that represented Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, and a few others.
Man, he got them out of shit.
Right. So he has that, but it's going to be difficult for him to prove collusion because in order to prove collusion, he needs proof. You need proof, and not only do you need proof, you need proof from the vast majority of the owners, and that's where the situation comes. It becomes tricky because up until yesterday, when Aaron Rodgers got hurt and with his shoulder, and chances are he's done for the year. Did Green Bay need a backup quarterback? They didn't because they had Aaron Rodgers. Do the Patriots need a backup quarterback? No, because they got Tom Brady, and then they have Garoppolo backing him up. So you have certain organizations that they weren't in the race for Kaepernick because they didn't need him. They
didn't need him. Yeah.
So you're going to have a hell of a problem trying to convince collusion. But I've seen stranger shit take place when it comes to professional sports. And if they can find some evidence, this is going to be...
I mean, this shit went all the way back to when he was still playing, and when that rumor came out, it started off just a rumor that as soon as he's a free agent, they said no NFL owner is going to want to hire him.
Right.
So...
But again, in order to have collusion, you got to show that the owners were working together to keep him out the league. Because if the owners were working separately and their mindset was, well, number one, we already have a quarterback situation that we don't want to disrupt, and number two, he's a disruption that I don't want to deal with as an owner of my team, and it was solely on the owner without talking with other owners. It's not collusion. The owner as an individual has every right to run his organization the way he sees fit. That's what goes down with private industry. You can, as an owner, you can do whatever the hell you want to do because that's your entity, that's your product.
Exactly.
So again, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out for sure.
It's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna see. We're
definitely gonna see.
Hopefully by next year he's back, but like I said, we see.
Yeah. Now when it comes to as we go from football to baseball, like I said, I'm not really a baseball fan like that, but I can't lie, man. October's a great month for sports.
That's what everybody's playing.
Everybody's out here playing.
It's like the only time, boy, every sports is out and about.
Right.
Even NASCAR too. Shit.
Yeah, and man,
not NASCAR, but yeah.
Man, them damn Yankees, man. The Yankees was down.
What happened?
The Yankees was down 0-2 the last series against against the Cleveland Indians. And the Cleveland Indians, I think they went on a damn 23 game winning streak at some point in the season. And it was either going to be the Indians against the Dodgers or the Cubs for a rematch. And the Yankees were down 0-2, and they completed the comeback, won 3 straight, and they advanced to this round.
Okay.
And right now they're down 0-2 to the Houston Astros, but I don't see how they're gonna overcome that because Houston Astros look pretty damn good.
That's what everyone's. Yeah, we're gonna see, and I guess the Dodgers won too.
Yeah, the Dodgers.
I'm not a Dodgers fan.
Dodgers out here whooping ass, man. It's incredible to see the mood around here out in L.A. County.
It's kind of funny now. You get to see like both sides because you were in the Bay when the Giants were winning.
Yeah.
Now you're in L.A. witnessing how they get down, and it's funny because if you don't know sports, you know that the Dodgers and the Giants fans are like Bloods and Crips.
Oh, easily.
They do not like each other at all. No, some nigga, was it the Dodgers fan or was it the Giants fan that nearly got that guy's ass whooped by? You know what I'm talking about, right?
The Giants fan out here in L.A. Because they felt to add substance to the story. He didn't just get his ass whooped by quote unquote Dodgers fans. They were gang members who were attending a Dodgers game, saw that he was wearing Giants paraphernalia, and then went into gang mode. So
pretty much.
Yeah, so it wasn't just a situation where fans whooped his ass. Like, these were actual gang members that, unfortunately for him, he wasn't wrong place, wrong time.
It just added fuel to the Giants and Dodgers fan beef. Because it's damn near on site. I've talked to numerous Giants fans that say straight up they do not like Dodger fans at all. They don't like the Dodgers at all. It's like,
but what's interesting? Because I have seen it from both perspectives now. It's predominantly in the Bay Area, and when I say the Bay Area, I'm not singling out Giants fans. It's also Dodgers fans who reside in the Bay Area. It's more so a Bay Area, I guess you say, mentality, where it's like they vocally and aggressively let it be known, oh, I don't like the Dodgers or I don't like the Giants. Down here, Cats is like, yeah, they're our rivals. All right, who cares? I'm gonna go snort some cocaine off some titties. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they acknowledge the rivalry, but they don't give a shit like the same way that they do. And I think it's just a testament to the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bay Area is more. It's more. I guess you could say that for lack of better words. Whereas out here, there's a lot of shit to do. There's so many damn sports teams out here, and there's so many parties, and every other damn weekend it's a damn awards ceremony or a Hollywood premiere or an album release party. Like, Cats is out here like, all right, cool, we won. I'm gonna go get drunk. But hey, Dodgers out here kicking major ass. Like the game yesterday was intense. It was a walk-off 3-run home run. I don't live close to the stadium, but when I knew it happened, and I wasn't even watching the game, I knew it happened because I just heard yelling nonstop around my apartment complex. And I turned the TV on, I turned the channel, changed the channel, and saw it, and I was like, damn. That's impressive as hell.
It's just funny seeing Giants fans on Twitter be hella salty watching Dodger fans actually enjoying it. And I'm like, dude, they've been enjoying you guys winning for the past 3 World Series.
Well, I don't know if they've been enjoying watching them win, but they had to watch 3 pennant awards in the last 7 years or so.
Yeah, just let them enjoy it, bro. Like just get over it. And they just give me the saltiest look. I'm like, damn, nigga, you got 3 fucking rings.
sounds like somebody that's very close to you when it comes to them goddamn Warriors.
What?
So it sounds like somebody who's very close to you whenever you bring up the Warriors around them.
No. I'm saying this in general.
No, what I'm saying is how they respond to you sounds like somebody that I know that, when you bring the Warriors up around him, he gets the exact same way.
Oh, I guess. Speaking of fucking Warriors, NBA starts tomorrow as we're recording this.
Yeah.
It starts this week. I'm going to miss the first game, but I'm going to be sure to watch Thursday because I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, so, for those who didn't get the memo, NBA's starting a full 10 days or so early. So that way they can spread out the schedule. So that way they ain't got to do that many back-to-backs or 4 games a 5-night type deal, which is cool with me. I love having basketball a lot earlier. So the kickoff game is going to be Cavaliers and Celtics, which is going to be starting the drama off right with the whole Kyrie Irving trade and all that good stuff. And then followed up is the Rockets and the Warriors. Warriors will get their rings before the game starts. And then those are the 2 ones for tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday, they're blowing out the full schedule. You know, there's gonna be a bunch of teams, and then of course you got Thursday. You got OKC and the Knicks.
That's gonna be the game I'm gonna watch.
You got that one. I'll be tuned into that until it's time for me to hand my ticket in to Staples Center because me and my homeboy, for the very first time in my Lakers fandom, I will be attending a season opener.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
so damn excited.
Oh, you gonna cry?
Oh man, I'm gonna walk in there, man. Snapchat gonna be lit.
Oh God, no! You should use IG Live, IG Story.
I don't care. I know what I know.
You should, man. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know. You get more people watching.
I don't care. I know what I know.
All right, bro.
And so,
Stubborn ass.
Hey, that's how you get when you're a grown ass man. You get stuck in your ways.
I guess.
So yeah, you got the season going up. As far as some transactions taking place, forward Andrew Wiggins signed his 5-year extension with the T-Wolves, so he's gonna be making $148 million over the next 5 years. I really don't understand why the Spurs agreed to an extension with LaMarcus Aldridge, but more power to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's good for you until he gets to February to May. Then he's just stealing money at that point. But he signed a $72 million extension for over 3 years. So
damn, the NBA is passing out money. Shit, Kaepernick should go become a fucking NBA player.
I'm trying to. Honestly, that's why NFL players they be beefing with NBA players so much. NBA players got the cash. You can see their faces, and they got complete freedom from the league to represent themselves as individuals. Whereas the NFL, it's you move as a unit.
Yes, man.
So you got that. Joel Embiid, Hassan, who's center for the Philadelphia 76ers, and Hassan Whiteside, who's center for the Miami Heat. They played in preseason. They started a little Twitter beef between them, which really doesn't seem like much, but I always like paying attention to it because it...
you like the fuckery.
Exactly. Like, I think that's one of the dopest things about the NBA is you don't need to really sell the NBA during the season. The NBA really sells itself. Because they have all these, like I said, the player engagement, they really take on this WWE style narrative, which I really like. None was more prevalent than, of course, when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. And then every other game, we were asking Russell Westbrook how he felt, and he was doing the pettiest shit ever. It was must-see TV. And I just like those little narratives. Like, they don't mean much, but it's just enough to get you to say, you know what? That's the game I'm going to watch Tuesday night, or that's the game I'm watching Saturday.
I wish the NFL was like that sometimes, man.
Right. But they got into it. Joel Embiid, I really don't know why he's talking. I mean, granted, he signed his extension, but the man's played 33 games in 3 years. Like,
fuck out of here.
Yeah, fuck out of here, B. So you had that. And then an interesting topic that actually kind of touches close to home because this is where it kind of hits you in the feels, and you have to remind yourself that pro sports is a business. Mm-hmm. So Isaiah Thomas, who played for the Celtics, who was a part of that trade for Kyrie Irving, now is with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He got asked how he felt about his former teammates and the organization, and he flat out said, "I love my old teammates. Like those are my friends. I'll always cherish those moments. The organization was fantastic. I love being in Boston." But when it comes to Danny Ainge, I don't care about Danny.
I got no love for him. I saw that.
I got no love for him. And what sucks about it is that neither he nor Danny Ainge was wrong in the situation. From Isaiah's point of view, he has absolutely every single right to feel the way he did because his whole thing was, look, I went through the most horrifying nightmare of my life with my sister dying in a car accident. But I put that shit to the side and I still suited up in the playoffs when it was time to suit up. And I didn't complain. I went out and I went to war. And when it was time for me to go take a step back to go handle the funeral ceremony, I did that and I came back. You guys owed me more. And I understood where he was coming from because it was also a situation where he was looking for that contract extension. And so from that point of view, I get it. But from Danny Ainge's point of view, I also get that too. Because it's the business and there's more upside with Kyrie. Kyrie's the better player. So it's just
kind of ruined a friendship. It ruined a business.
Yeah,
relationship.
it shows that I don't like when fans take this whole side of, well, they're getting paid this much. I paid their bills, so they should be able to take. It's like, motherfucker, shut up. No, technically you don't pay the bills. If anything, pro athletes are the ones that are paying, for all these services, like welfare and all that. Where the hell do you think all their tax money's going? These are the guys that get taxed out the ass.
Yep.
So next time you want to bring up, oh, I pay your bills, like let's really see how much they're paying in taxes, and let's see where that money's going, and then we'll talk about who's paying whose bills.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. That's like I said, that's the business. Shit. Now I'm kind of mad. I kind of do want to watch the Cavs game now. Son of a bitch.
Well, but Isaiah's not going to be playing. He's probably not even going to be playing until January or February. He's still out with that hip injury.
Oh shit. Well, damn. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well.
Gotta keep up, man. You gotta keep up with these narratives. Narratives change every 20 minutes. You gotta know. You gotta keep up.
Every second, man. I'm just on Twitter. I just see all the fuckery that goes on in pop culture and shit. Oh, speaking of that, a little side note, man. There was some shit I saw. There was like a clip I saw of Alicia Keys that was going around. Twitter. It was during one of her performances, man. Oh man! Whenever you find a clip, you need to play it at the end.
Oh, I've seen it plenty of times.
But you gotta find a way to rip it. It's on Jimmy Kimmel. When you find that scene, just rip it and play it. But she just, someone just said when you take the edible and you had the edible and you don't feel shit. An hour later, you hear Alicia Keys goes, "I'm moving to bliss."
Yeah, that shit was funny as hell.
For a good 10 minutes. It's just like, why did she do that?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's all I thought of when I saw that. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
When the Henny hits. Oh shit! No, that has nothing to do with nothing. I just wanted to put that in there.
Of course.
But some new music dropped, of course.
Yeah.
So should we start with? Let's start with Division.
Works for me.
OVO's MVP play. They're the fifth man of OVO. I call Division the Kyrie Irving to the OVO.
No, they're not. Kyrie Irving was the number 2 on the Cavs. If you're calling Division the fifth act on OVO.
Oh. Fifth? Okay, my bad. I didn't mean the fifth man. I was talking about, like, you know what I mean. They're the star player. They're the real star of the fucking team.
Yeah.
They don't need to be on OVOs, what I'm trying to fucking say.
Oh, we agree 100% there. Completely.
They're too damn good to be on OVO. Just, man. I love their first album. Me and JC absolutely loved their first album.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And the morning after, shit, it's a continuation of that shit.
Definitely. I got excited as hell because the word was they were going to drop the sophomore project, but there was no date for it. So, of course, everybody's just waiting around. At this point, we kind of know what the dates are going to be for these releases. Last week we laid out, the big weekend that's coming October 27th. But then when, everything updates on Apple Music, I see Division Morning After, and I was like, woo! I've been waiting. Yes.
Cuffing season music. That's pretty much what it is.
That's exactly what the hell it is. And like Busby said, it did not disappoint. For those who are still unfamiliar with Division by this point, Division is a duo that consists of producer in 1985 and R&B singer Daniel Daly. You're not really going to know Daniel Daly from any really solo efforts, but you're definitely going to recognize 1985 and his production. He's the guy that produced Truffle Butter for Nicki.
He produced a lot of shit for Drake.
Right. Hold on, we're going home. Hotline Bling, One Dance. You definitely heard 1985. So they came out Morning After, and from the time Runaway kicks in, puts you right back in that mood that September 5th puts you in, and left you off with. You can't say much about Daniel Daly's voice that we haven't said already.
Yeah, it's great. Like there's a lot of great tracks on here. Mood is my shit.
Oh, Mood is nasty.
And the title record, the title track Morning After, the song Morning After, that shit's a dope ass record.
Yeah. What I've noticed is the track Claim. That's resonated with a lot of guys who are trying to get that official cuffing season with old girl from next door. You know what I'm saying? The ones that have been patiently waiting, they, just kind of been scoping her out all these years, and they lost touch, but then they get back in touch, and he's shocked to know that she's still single.
Yep.
That's that joint for this season, for sure. Like, if y'all in that situation, I'm telling y'all, memorize that shit.
Or you could just play it when you're trying to cuff her. So
no, I'm saying memorize that shit because you're gonna want to drop some lines and try to get her yourself first, and then when she's willing to go down with the mood, you play mood, and then you play Claim right after, and it's like gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch. your pussy is mine. Whoa, that sound party kind of Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no. Let me back off.
Overboard.
I'm bad. My bad. But you get my drift, though.
Yeah.
But
man, that's just quality music. I mean, for me, it's the overall project was maybe half a step down from September 5th. And I played the album 3 times just to make sure I was listening to what my ears weren't deceiving me.
Yeah, because September 5th was a classic. It's a damn shame that it wasn't pushed as much, which kind of irritates the fuck out of me. Because there was so much great music on there that needed videos and it needed to be pushed. But, Drake didn't want to give the budget to him, so,
Yeah. And see, the thing that is, too, is what works, what's so confusing about all of this is that the formula works when Drake is a part of it, but he's not front and center.
Yeah.
Like, he's not featured on this album, but he's pretty much the whole OVO camp co-wrote Keep Calm. Mm-hmm. And it was a great collaboration between the camp.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great song. And I don't understand why he doesn't fall back and allow the artist signed to the label to really push themselves. Like,
because they're not the star, nigga. That's why.
I mean, I get it from that standpoint, but I mean, shit, you got to be a smart businessman too, as well. Like, you can't just think of yourself as, well, I'm the solo artist that started this. Like, you got to put yourself in a position to be a smart businessman.
See, this is also why Drake hasn't signed another rapper to OVO.
Oh, completely.
Because he wants to be the star rapper of OVO. He doesn't want another nigga upstaging him.
Right.
That's why he signed all them singers. To write his hooks and melodies. And yeah, you can release your shit here and there, but I ain't gonna back you like that.
Yeah.
You gotta pretty much, they have to rely on word of mouth and the internet to help them.
Right. And shout out to at Just JT. Him and I were talking about this on Twitter last week. Because he was like, man, Drake really been zapping all of the superpowers from Party Next Door and took it for views. And I made a joke. I made a joke because I wrote, MIA and the MIA, you do you, girl. The haters gonna hate. Cut them off like you sensei, girl. I was like, when he did that, I bet he looked at Drake when he was playing it back for him, was like, yo, I want this to be the single for my next project. And Drake just gave him that sly, evil-ass smile like, what next project? This is going on views, motherfucker. And it's like, damn, man, like, you really robbing these cats of they wholesome grade A material.
See,
so then when you get P3... It sounds so
all
bland.
The leftovers.
It's. I wouldn't even call it the leftovers. It's basically the Cavaliers team without LeBron James.
Pretty much.
Like, the thing with this is the songs aren't bad. It's just it's missing that key signature song that elevates everything to the next level, and that's what he's been doing to the whole roster. It's mind-boggling, man.
Oh, and meanwhile, The Weeknd. It just went super quadruple platinum.
Yeah.
And he's on the cover of Forbes, and he's on tour, and he's just has a Marvel comic coming, and he has clothing lines coming, and you know what Drake said, come out and live out all your dreams at OVO? I think you should go out and live all your dreams like XO.
Man, imagine being able in 2012 when he's like, I'm not signing through OVO, and everybody's in his ear like, this is career suicide. Why are you going away from arguably the most powerful person in the hip hop game right now? Like, just imagine that. And then 5 years later, coming out saying, I bet on myself and I'm coming back. Y'all motherfuckers owe me some money.
And not only that, you have Drake practically begging him to do a fucking collab album with him to get his fucking rep back up.
Yeah.
It's brazy, son.
It's brazy, man.
So... That's division. They need to be free from OVO because they're just that damn good. And when it comes after that, Gucci dropped his album. I didn't listen to it. I listened to that Nicki record you told me to listen to, and that was the record that set off Sheether, dog.
Yeah.
It was an old verse. It was still trash.
Told you.
So, I mean, I wasn't that mad. I mean, I knew. I was listening to it. I was like, this sounds familiar. And then when I heard the verse, I was like, oh, that's old.
Yeah. But Gucci dropped his latest album, Mr. Davis. I was let down. It really was.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's I don't know what it is, and obviously he's got a different mindset. He's got a new physique since he's come out. His mind's clear. And I know people have been bad-mouthing him about that for bettering his life. And I'm like, yo, that's the fuck? Like, you want somebody to really be doing bad out here so it can be your proper entertainment? Like, fuck out of here.
That's how it is. Why people want him to be back on them drugs.
Right. For me, it's not that. It's more so... For hardcore Gucci fans, like, we used to hearing him and Zaytoven just crack out nonstop hit after hit. And to go through this track list, there's 17 tracks, and Zaytoven's only on 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah, and so he's blending in with different producers, and some of them are clear-cut hits. I mean, you got I Get the Bag with Migos. For those who don't know, when he was in jail, he dropped this series of
mixtapes,
but they were getting pushed as albums because they were collaborations with like Pee Wee Longway, Young Dolph, and then he had one with Migos. And whenever he and Migos get together, everything clicks. The stars align, planets are aligned, everything clicks. And
this one didn't click?
No, I Get the Bag was just another example of that. Like, you play that shit and you could swear that Gucci's the fourth Migo. It works. So you get tracks like that. You get Curve with The Weeknd. That's, of course, when anytime Abel gets with a hip hop act,
it becomes The Weeknd versus the hip hop act.
Right. But with this one, I likened it to No Praying for Love with Travis Scott, where it wasn't The Weeknd's record; it was an actual collaboration. This one was an actual collaboration. Like, it was still Gucci was still there. And then he has a track with Enormous, which has Ty Dolla $ign. That was good. And then he had a little story with Schoolboy Q. Those are the ones that
it sounds like it was half. That's half. That sounds like it's in your. It sounds like it's rocking.
Right. Those were the ones that worked. But then you get tracks like Members Only, and then you get this track with Big Sean called Changed.
Well, hold on. Why is Big Sean on a Gucci Man?
Well, it's Gucci. People want to. I don't necessarily believe Big Sean was riding that Gucci wave. I just feel like
it doesn't sound right.
Right.
But
when you're in Gucci's case, when you reach a situation where you're on Black Beatles, and now all of a sudden your record as a featured artist, now you get a number 1 single. It opens you up to different collaborating with different artists. Big Sean Baby One. That song just did not work at all. It just it sounds. The production wasn't on point. They don't sound good collaborating together. At least not on that one. Of course, the Nicki Minaj joint, man.
I don't even know why he added it on there.
Because Nicki used to run with him back in the day.
No, I know. I'm talking about the damn song itself.
Oh, the song itself. Yeah. Whatever. The song "Stuntin' Ain't Nothing" with Slim Jimmy from Ray Shremmerd and Young Dolph is I could play it, but it's not something like I'm like rushing to hit on the playlist. Money Plane was and then Jumped Out the Whip had A$AP Rocky, and for a while I'm listening to it, I'm like, shit, is that A$AP Rocky?
And you look at the feature, I'm like, it sure in the fuck is.
Yeah, and I was like, who would have thought? And it just went right to the next song. So there's tracks that work, and then there's tracks that don't. But unfortunately, it's the tracks that don't work that overshadow the highlights. So that's why it's a letdown for me, where it was just another project Gucci dropped.
I feel it. Well, I guess because like I said, I need to go back and listen to it because you know me, I'm not really a Gucci fan like that. But
right.
Because you told me to listen to the Nicki record, so because you want me to talk my shit, and I was ready to talk my shit. Then I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is old. I can't talk shit about this old shit.
Yeah, but
if
you can still talk shit.
I mean, well, speaking of Nicki, she did this new interview today on some magazine, and she was talking about how she finally found a direction for her new album, and she's looking to channel back to the Pink Friday shit, and she's gonna talk about how genuinely happy she is now.
Okay.
And, she's saying all that shit. It's like, yeah, you ain't found shit yet. Yeah, there's a reason why you dropped all 3 of them singles, and when they flopped, the label told you to go back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Like, fuck out of here, Nicki. Like, fuck out of here. You genuinely happy? No, you not. You trash. Anybody who seriously says I'm genuinely happy and they talk about how happy they are, like my mom always tells me, thou who protests too loudly. So if you have to protest how loudly, how happy you are constantly, you are not happy.
Right.
You know? But that's just me.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, what it is. But any quick notes or whatever?
Your favorite rapper made a stir this morning on Twitter.
Which favorite rapper?
I said Lil Bow Wow. You just don't know.
Yeah.
The way you move so fast.
Okay, I'll admit, this one made me chuckle.
So, here's the thing for all the listeners who don't know.
You gotta get the facts, and then we're gonna get these jokes off.
I love following Bow Wow just to see the fuckery on almost a daily basis. But my co-host and one of my best friends doesn't seem to find the same humor that I find in these tweets. So when Bow Wow woke up this morning and decided it would be proper to put a picture of the Death Row family, you know, for those who are listening, the main picture that had Suge, Pac, Dre, Snoop, and everybody else on Death Row, the big family picture, he posted up and he said where it all started. And as you're looking at it, first glance, it's like, yeah, it is where it all started. Like,
but
okay.
You gotta keep looking at it, and then you notice something.
Yeah, you keep looking, and right next to Snoop is Lil Bow Wow. And at that point, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And I mean, we know the story. Like, let me just break down. He was really close with Suge. And not Suge, but
he was,
not Suge with Suge.
He was close with Snoop. What happened was Snoop,
that's what I meant.
They were on tour. I believe it was when they hit Ohio. They met him, and somehow they met, invited him backstage. They liked it. They re-imaged him. At the time, he wasn't Lil Bow Wow. He was Kid Gangsta. The act clearly was not going to work. They put him on Arsenio Hall, and they had this little nigga cussing. Like, Bow Wow was like 5 years old at the time. And bandanaed up, looking like Crips R Us, and
wow.
Go back and watch the Arsenio Hall footage. Kid you not.
I'm just saying what you just said right now. Well, Crips R Us.
That's exactly that's exactly how he looked. And they went from there. So he was affiliated with Death Row, but it was through Snoop. But
let's get these jokes off. What the fuck is wrong with you,
man?
Nigga?
Just at this point, he's got to know what the hell he's doing.
He has to be trolling, or he's just kind of slow, or just a combination of both.
He's got to know what the hell he's doing, man. Like, seriously.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck is on your mind, bro?
No, we gotta find that cover, and we gotta add our faces on it. Fuck it, might as well. Shit.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Might as well. Hey, you're the Photoshop nigga. So,
but what makes it all worse too is that there's actually a picture of him with his arms on the shoulders between Snoop and Dre as a little kid, and it's like, why the fuck didn't you just put that up?
It would have made more sense, but you know him.
Yeah, nothing. Everything he does.
Yeah.
Like
at first, like I said, I really, like, you know me, I'm really annoyed at everything that Bow Wow does, so I just ignore it. But this shit legit made me chuckle. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. This is some good shit. And
he asked for it.
I'm actually surprised you were entertained by it. I didn't even run it by BuzzFeed this morning because I was like, I'm just wasting my time. He's not gonna see the humor in this. And
you smart.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be a fucking Debbie Downer on my fuckery humor. Like, this is hilarious. But come to find out, he gonna hit me up talking about, oh, this is funny, and I'm like, ain't that a bitch?
I know. I'm surprised, motherfucker. Shit.
Yeah, Bow Wow did that, and then again, like I always give a shout out and highlight the few groups I'm in on Facebook. You know, you got the Sports Debate Network, and then you got one of the spinoffs, which is Nerd Network. They ran this question over the weekend. Basically, what the meme was, your girl's in labor, and you just find out that your man's got shot and is in critical condition. Do you stay to watch the birth of your child, or do you go be with your mans? Now, this usually seems like a no-brainer on the surface. You know what I mean? Like, not that hard.
Not that hard.
It really isn't.
It really ain't.
It's flesh and blood.
You asked me that question, and I don't want to come off as an asshole. I'll be like, well, that happened. Sorry, JC. And you like, exactly. I'll do the same shit. I'm like, all right, for sure.
Yeah, like Busby actually took forever to answer the damn question. I was like, man.
Because I was trying not to come off as an asshole. I'm trying to be politically correct now, kind of.
Man, look.
Kind of.
I've said, look, when it comes to that, you're responsible for the well-being of your child and your child's mother. Your homeboy's responsible for his own damn well-being. That wasn't easy. But some of the responses... And my thing is this, is if you have personal experience dealing with this, I'm not going to say you're wrong and I'm not going to say one's right. Like, everybody's experiences are different. I will say the reasonings don't help the situation. Like, you had one guy that was like, women come and go, but bros are forever. And I was like...
it's called the Nerd Network, my nigga.
And I was like, well, clearly you've never seen the 5 Heartbeats, nor do you understand that Jermaine and Randy Jackson are uncle daddy to each of their kids who they share with the same woman. Somebody else had, this was funny. I felt bad for him because he doesn't know anything about, the labor process. And clearly it showed with his comment. He's like, well, what I would do is I would just find out which hospital he was at, and I would see if she would be down to just go over to that hospital. And I was like,
oh my God!
Like, you should have seen the responses from the women who the mothers. Oh my God, the shit was so fucking funny. But for those who are thinking, hey, that's such a good idea, no, it's not. You have
fucking stupid. You stupid fucks.
You're not gonna do that unless you have a spare $20,000 to make that move happen. So that's completely out. And then you just gotta, somebody just brought up, I can't let my homeboy die by himself. And I'm like, well, if you finding out that he's in critical condition, that means you finding out from somebody that's at the damn hospital. Because if he's in critical
very
condition,
close to him.
Yeah,
yes,
he's in critical condition. He's not telling you via phone. He's in the ICU. And number 2, I'm pretty sure that your man's learned how to eat, walk, shit, talk, fuck, all without your moral support. So
can you imagine trying to help your man trying to fuck? Come on, bro.
Man.
Pause, but come on.
Man, that's some shit. That's probably some shit that we would see at on Big Mouth next season.
Oh man,
but
you talk to nerds, but it's called the Nerd Network for a reason.
Yeah, but it's not in a derogatory way. Shit, I'm a nerd. I mean, we're all
I'm a nerd, but
we're all nerds in many aspects. But it's just for some reason it came up, and I had time yesterday to go over all of these.
What the fuck?
And some of the members,
watching wrestling.
Yeah, and some of the members were like, "Hey, man, it'd be fun if you put it on the show." So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's put it on the show. So there's that little highlight right there. If you're ever questioning whether you need to go see your mans or stay with your girl in labor, I'm gonna just put it to you like this: if you have to ask the question, chances are you keep your ass in that raggedy ass chair.
Well, shit. Well, let me end this episode on a little story that happened to me last night.
Oh.
Before I recorded. So I was doing some late night shopping because, I had to get some shit.
Hell yeah.
And I was in line. Oh my God, I have it on Raw right now. They're doing some stupid ass shit right now with fucking Finn Balor. Anyway, just kind of fucked me up. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I was in line, and in front of me was this little cracked out white woman. It was late. It was like around 11:30, and I just kind of hate doing that, but
right.
Yeah, she was in front of me, and in front of her was this Asian dude. This Asian dude. He kind of looked like he didn't really know that much English or whatever, but he was buying some shit. Right. So this white chick was kind of looked cracked out, so she was talking all loud and shit, and she was like, "Excuse me, you know how to say excuse me? You know how to say excuse me?" And the Asian dude kind of just ignored her, and she was talking even louder. I was like, "How do you say excuse me in your language? How do you say excuse me? How do you say sorry in your language? Huh? How do you say sorry in your language?" So then she starts fucking mocking his language and going, "Oh, you say ching chong, ping pong, ding ding dong," and I was just like, hold up, the fuck? Hella just saying this shit right in his face, and I'm looking around. The cashier ain't saying shit. The person in front of us not saying shit. Like the cashier looked like he was just irritated. He just want to go home and shit. I'm just looking around everyone else like I'm seeing this shit. Like the last customer before all of us, he was just putting stuff in his bag and he didn't say shit. He was just trying to get the fuck up out of there. So I was like, I'm just looking around like, and this went on for like a good minute. She was all just tearing him down, and he just looked at her. He was just ignoring her.
Right. So
then I just spoke up and said, "Hey, bruh." I'm like, "Hey, don't be talking to him like that."
Old ass woman, "Hey, bruh." That's so disrespectful.
Give a fuck. I didn't say, "Hey, bruh," but I said somewhere around that line, like, "Hey," it was like, "Yo, don't be disrespectful to him like that."
Of course.
She's like, dead ass, don't be racial around this bitch. Like, the fuck, don't talk to him like that.
Yeah.
She looks at me like, "Oh no, I'm not being racist. I'm not being racist." It's like, I'm not being racist. I'm like, yeah. It's like, yeah, the hell you are. You being hella disrespectful and you're mocking his fucking language. Don't talk to him like that. It's like, don't talk to him like that.
Right.
And she was like, "Okay, I'm not racist. I'm not racist." So then, old boy kind of pays for his grocery, kind of looked in my direction and just smiled and kind of just walked off. So then, this old hoe ass cracked out chick was just paying for her groceries, and while she was paying for her groceries, she's going on this huge ass rant about about America. And it's like, I don't know what country you were born in, but this is America, and they fucking come over here and they come in and they have to know some English.
Dang.
Since they be taking on money and they be doing this, they have to speak English. The government gives them money. This is America. This has nothing to do with race. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and and I'm saying, yeah, this is America, and you do have the right to say what you gotta say, and I have the right to tell you to shut the fuck up.
Damn.
It was just, and we kind of started arguing, and she started kind of getting into it, and then I just toned her out.
Right.
Because then she, and then she paid for her groceries with her fucking EBT card, and I was just like, all right.
Of course.
And then she was bagging her groceries. I bought my shit, and she just kept talking. When she said some shit that Trump is one of the smartest presidents ever, I just literally just tuned her out and just walked out.
Of course. But let's badmouth somebody
badmouth another race and shit like that.
Yeah, as you properly, accordingly use a service that's provided by other taxpayers. Congratulations.
I couldn't deal with that shit because these racial motherfuckers are getting quite bold now. And it was just witnessing that shit and how damn near nobody was saying anything. And that's the shit that irked me. It's like, you motherfuckers ain't really gonna say nothing about this. You gonna let this cracked out white bitch talk this shit? I had to just say something because if no one said something, she was just gonna keep doing it.
Right.
And it just irritated me. This old hoe ass nigga gave these racial motherfuckers make them hella brave and shit.
Yeah.
Man, fuck these niggas. If you see some shit, speak up.
Definitely. Don't stay silent, man. That's the worst thing you could do is just see somebody being verbally abused. I mean, that's what it was. He was being abused. And then you just stand there and don't say anything.
Yeah. I don't know if he knew English or he kind of just wanted to ignore it. I don't know. But whatever. That bitch was going to she wasn't going to get away without hearing something. Yeah. Fuck that bullshit. But, yeah, man. Fuck Donald Trump. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to at the end of the day. I don't want to leave it on that somber note, but it just irritated the fuck out of me seeing that shit.
Well, rightfully so. You were definitely in the right place. Your heart was in a good place, and I commend you. I don't expect nothing less from you. At the
end of the day, this ain't about politics no more. It's about what's right and what's wrong.
Definitely.
And this nigga represents everything that's wrong about everything. He's just wrong. And if you represent that shit, like M said, I'm going to draw the clearest line in the sand. And if you represent that, if you want to stand with him, fuck you. And that's all I got to say about that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, I'm closing this motherfucker out. So, this is Mr. Busby.
This is JC No Hundreds.
And I guess you can catch y'all later.
Peace.
Fuck Jed York.